my friend, Mr. Verlon Thompson.
Chain, 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 chain of food. Chain, 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 oh, chain of food. Now for 5 long years, I thought I was your man. And then I find out I'm just a link in your chain. Yeah, you had me where you want me. I was nothing but your fool. You treated me mean, girl. Yeah, you treated me cruel. Chain, 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 chain of food. Chain, 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 chain of food. Now every chain has got a weak link. Now I may be weak, child, but I can give you strength. Chain, 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 chain of food. Y'all gotta help me now. Chain, 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 chain of food. Yeah, your daddy said to go on home. He said, leave that girl alone. The preacher said, take it easy. He said, that love is gonna get you in trouble. She's just gonna add you to her chain, chain, fool. Chain, chain, chain. Oh, just a chain of fool. But until then, girl, I'm gonna take all I can take. I said, chain, 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 chain of food. Chain, 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 chain of food. Chain, 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 just a chain of food. Once she's had you, son, she's just gonna add you, son, to a chain of food. Chain of food. Chain of food. With all the due respect that I can muster to the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. I don't know, an old hillbilly like me probably shouldn't try something like that, but I couldn't resist. That's my own hillbilly tribute to that woman. Every time I hear her open her mouth, tears start running down my cheeks. And thank goodness she left behind a lot of good music, a lot of good records that we can still pull out, slap on the old turntable, or if you got a CD player, or if you got one of those digital players, it's available, thank God. Thank you, Aretha Franklin. Well, all you can do on a day like today is just kind of, you go as far as you can. If the creek gets too high, you back up and turn around, you find a way around it. If the creek's too high for crossing, just search for higher ground. If it's a troubled path that you've been walking, you better back up and turn around. Now life's a road we travel, it's full of twists and turns, and when it comes unraveled, it's just another lesson learned. Yeah, sometimes it's a struggle, and sometimes it's a fight, but your rewards will double if you do what's right. So if the creek's too high for crossing, just search for higher ground. If it's a troubled path that you've been walking, you better back up and turn around. The fool sits there complaining, saying this wall's too high to climb, while the wise man just starts moving one stone at a time. You can't look for easy answers, you'll not be satisfied, and for every door that closes, you know another opens wide. So if the creek's too high for crossing, just search for higher ground. If it's a troubled path that you've been walking, you better back up, I said back up, oh back up, you better back up, I'm saying back up, that's all I'm saying, find another way, don't let it stop you, back up, oh just back up, all you gotta do is back up, turn around, back up, back up and turn around. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm so glad to be back. Every year when I leave here, all I do is dream every night about that big mountain right there. That big mountain that I look at every time I'm on this stage. And most of the nights that I've stood here, there's been a big full moon up there. I don't know if that'll happen tonight, but it's still beautiful. Still glad to be here. You know, my life has been about 99% perfect. I really got no complaints. But there was, you know, that 1% of the time was not good. And I remember sitting in a bar by myself. I ain't the kind that goes to a bar and just sits by myself. I don't usually do that. But on this occasion, I was sitting in a bar beside myself, by myself, not beside myself. That's another story. But I'm sitting there and I'm just feeling about as low as I can go. And here comes some kid and he pulls up a stool right beside me, and he orders a drink and he commences to telling me how rough he's got it. And I just wasn't in the mood to hear it. And I didn't say anything. I actually sat there and listened that night, but later on I wrote this. Well, you're welcome at my table, but listen, son, here's the rules. No hard luck stories about no broken-hearted fools. I know where you're coming from. Hell, I just got back from there. You see, it's lonesome everywhere. It's that thing about a woman, ain't it? Don't say nothing else. If I had all the answers, I wouldn't be here myself. Yes, I know you need some sympathy, but I ain't got none to spare. You see, it's lonesome everywhere. And I wish I didn't have to tell you, oh, but you're on your own, son. The worst thing about lonesome is you got to do it alone. Yes, I've spent some time with lonesome, and I've learned a thing or two. What you don't get over, you just get accustomed to. And no matter where you run, it's gonna find you there. You see, it's lonesome everywhere. Where you run, just know it's gonna find you there. You see, it's lonesome everywhere. Yeah, I had no sympathy for the guy. I'm sorry, man. What you want never has been. It never will be, it never was. 'Cause what you need ain't gonna happen. And what you want is a perfect love. You can't snap your fingers and get instant satisfaction, or kick a heart around and expect it not to break. Nobody believes all words and no action. You see, the love you get is the love you make. And what you want never has been, it never will be, it never was. What you need, it ain't gonna happen. 'Cause what you want is a perfect love. Remember Adam and Eve had that little thing with the apple. Remember Romeo and sweet little Miss Juliet. Remember Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, there's always some kind of hassle. I guess the love you make is the love you get. And what you want, it never has been, it never will be, no, it never was. What you need, it just ain't gonna happen. 'Cause what you want is a perfect love. But if you're willing to take a little pain with your pleasure, if you're willing to dig a little deeper for the treasure, if you're willing to hang on through the good times and the bad, you might find I'm the best you ever had. What you want, it never has been, it never will be, it never was. What you need, it ain't gonna happen. 'Cause what you want is a perfect love. Well, that's all a lie. All of that stuff I just said is an absolute lie. I actually have the perfect love. It came along after I wrote that song. So then I had to write another one. Never ends, this songwriting business. Every time you think you've covered all the subjects, something new happens to you, and then you got to write about that. Well, it was never a matter of learning the steps or the rhythm or knowing my right from my left. I just never could find the right partner. I guess I was doing the get to you waltz. Well, I slipped and I swayed when I should have sashayed. I limped home alone from some sad promenades. But I learned from every mistake that I made that I was doing the get to you waltz. Now there's nothing prettier and there's nothing sweeter than two perfect partners moving as one. It's take me and it's trust me and it's follow the leader. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Yeah, but so many nights I just leaned on the wall. I'd find the dark corner at the back of the hall. I didn't know At the time, it was all part of doing the get to you waltz. So I kept taking partners and just watching my feet go in different directions and missing the beat. And then I bow to the ladies and go back to my seat, still doing that get to you waltz. Oh, but then I remember seeing you in the crowd. I remember when I took your hand. I remember it was like we were dancing on clouds. Remember how we wore out the band. Now we'll dance till the soles of our shoes are thin. There'll be no sitting down, there'll be no cutting in. And now we're together, and I'll never again be doing the get to you waltz. No more get to you waltz. That's the end of this get to you waltz. Get to you waltz. Send that out to my beautiful, perfect wife back home in Tennessee. She's almost as soulful as Aretha Franklin. Almost. And she would forgive me for putting her a notch below Aretha. Of course, she's got soul in a different way that Aretha might not have had. We don't know. I never got to get them side by side and compare them. But she and I, my wife, Demetria is her name, she and I put together at first it was going to be just kind of an internet show that you could watch, and that's what it is, actually. It's available on Amazon, but we did that, and now the PBS broadcasting people are snooping around, and they're talking about putting it up on their network. So it's kind of fun. It's got a strange name. You won't forget it once you hear it, because it's what it is it's a series of interviews, 13 episodes of interviews that I did with all my songwriting buddies that I've met over the years. 13 different guys and gals came in to my house, which is actually a barn. It used to be an old barn, and I turned it into a house. And so we called the show Barnegie Hall. I thought that was clever, don't you? Actually, I had a song called Barnegie Hall that I wrote years before when I first bought the barn, and it was still actually a barn, and we used to have parties out there, and we had big picking hootenannies, and people would come, and that's when I first wrote the song, and that's where the name Barnegie Hall came from. And then when we actually did the show, we thought, well, heck, let's just use that name, Barnegie Hall. That's catchy. So y'all keep your eyes and ears peeled, and maybe it'll be coming to a city near you. Hey, let's all play. You kick her off and I'll turn it around. Hey, let's all stay till the sun comes up or we all fall down. Now there's an old tin floor and there's an old dirt floor and a tin roof ceiling. The dogs are barking, the babies are squealing, the gang's all here, and I got a feeling we're gonna have a time tonight. Old Freddie pulls the fiddle from a wore-out case, and Willie goes to wailing on a washtub bass, and I grab my guitar and fall in place. Man, it sure feels right. I said, hey, let's all play. Now you kick her off and I'll turn it around. Hey, let's all stay till the sun comes up or we all fall down. Now there's beer in the cooler, sweet tea in the pitcher, Uncle Buck's old truck's where we hide the liquor. He's already drunk and he's leaning on the preacher. We're going to hear about that Sunday morning. But in the meantime, hey, why don't we play? Now you kick her off and I'll turn it around. Hey, let's all stay until the sun comes up or we all fall down. Well, they're dancing in the hayloft, dancing in the stalls. It's a homegrown, down-home hillbilly ball. I heard somebody call it Barnegie Hall. Damn, we should have sold tickets. Pick it one more time. Hey, let's all play. Now you kick it off, I'm gonna turn it around. Hey, let's all stay until the sun comes up or we all fall down. Keep kicking it off, I'll keep turning it around till the sun comes up or we all fall down. Carnegie Hall. I've been writing a few songs with this gal fiddle player. It kind of reminds me when I used to write songs with Sue. It's such a fun thing to write with a fiddle player. It kind of brings out a different style in me. And this gal's name is Tammy Rogers. She plays the fiddle in the Steel Drivers, that group called the Steel Drivers. Y'all might have seen them. Grammy-winning, bluegrass-picking fools is what they are. So I don't know what I'm doing in the middle of all that, but there I am, and we wrote a song, and I'm going to try it. I had never done it before for anybody anywhere. So, for whatever that's worth. Y'all are probably saying, well, why are you making us the guinea pigs? Work it out on somebody else and then come back and play it right, Verlon. He slammed the door and he kicked the wall. I could hear him screaming down the hall. He said, this is my house and you'll do as I say. I cussed him underneath my breath, counting the days until I left, and I'd go and do things my way. Yeah, but that was 1973. That was my old man and me, and to this day I can't forget it. After all the years have come and gone, I can see that I was wrong, and Lord help me, I sure do regret it. We are fathers, we are sons, we are old and we are young. Our time will come, it always does. Will we stand by what we have done in the name of love? Well, he slammed the door and he kicked the wall. I stood screaming in the hall, just like my dad did. And then it hit me. Man, I've been here before, on the other side of this bedroom door. And I took a deep breath and I said, son, please forgive me. You're a father, you're a son. You are old and you are young. Your time will come, it always does. Will you stand by what you have done? 'Cause you're a father, you're a son. You are old and you're young. Your time will come, it always does. Will you stand by what you have done in the name of love? In the name of love. In the name of love. Got pretty deep there, didn't it? You know what else I was thinking about today? I was on my way up here to the campground, and man, it was pouring down. It was coming hard, and I was thinking, man, I wish I had a boat. Today would be a good day to be a boat owner. Just in case I had to row upstream there to get to that campground, because I wasn't going to let it stop me no matter what. Then I started thinking about my old buddy Guy Clark and a song we wrote called Boats to Build. I didn't know a damn thing about boats. And in fact, I told Guy this story when I was in the service. I was stationed down in Homestead, Florida, for a while, and me and this other, I'm from Oklahoma, and me and this other old boy from Texas decided we wanted a boat. So we pitched in, and I think we spent like $150, and we bought this boat about 14 foot long or something. It had a motor hanging off the back of it. And man, we were so excited. We bought about 12 cases of beer, a sack of potato chips, and we headed down to the edge of the water. And we offloaded that boat, and we was feeling so proud of ourselves. Neither one of us ever done this before, and we took off. We're out there just popping them beers and having a good time, and we look up and there's a cloud about like the one that came over here today, coming right towards us. I said, man, we need to get out of here quick. We got to outrun that storm. So we took off, and it was gaining on us. I said, there's a little island. Let's pull up on that island. Man, we beached the thing right on the edge of the island. As soon as we hopped out of the boat, the mosquitoes invaded every inch of our bodies, started eating us alive. We were screaming. It was torturous. I said, I'd rather drown. Let's get back in the boat. So we jumped back in that boat and we took off. And we're doing okay. We're outrunning the storm, so we slowed down a little and we started to notice the boat was starting to sink a little. I looked around, I said, holy crap. I said, there's a hole in the back of this boat. Water's coming in like crazy. We started grabbing them beer cans and trying to scoop the water out of there and trying to save ourselves, and we were going down. It was not looking good. Finally, this old salt of a sailor, he come pulling up beside us in his little old boat. He goes, what's the matter, boys? I said, you got to help us. We're drowning out here. We're dying. Our boat is sinking. There's a hole in the back. He said, yeah, I know. He said, there's a plug that goes in there. He said, all you got to do is start up your motor, calm down, start up your motor and take off, and all that water will run out the back, and then you pop the plug in there and you'll be okay. We got back to the shore, and we stopped at the Walgreens and bought a for sale sign and stuck it on that boat. We sold it before the week was over.
So we can't. I don't know yet.
Well, it's time for a change. I'm tired of the same old the same old words and the same old rhymes, the same old tricks and the same old lines, and the days, precious days, man, they roll in and out like waves. I got boards to bend, I got planks to nail, I got charts to make, I got seas to sail. I'm gonna build me a boat with these two hands, a fair curve from a noble plan. I'll let the chips fall where they will, 'cause I've got boats to build. Sails are just like wings. It's the wind that makes them sing songs of life and songs of hope, songs to keep your dreams afloat. I'm gonna build me a boat with these two hands, a fair curve from a noble plan. I'll let the chips fall where they will, 'cause I've got boats to build. So after we wrote this song, old guy said, I want to record that song, and he did. And he made it the title of one of his records. An album called Boats to Build. And I thought, man, it can't get any better than this. Guy Clark recording a song that we wrote together, and it's the title of his record. It can't get any better than this. But then it did. We got a phone call one day. They said, hey, Guy, Verlon. Said, looks like Jimmy Buffett and Alan Jackson want to record y'all's song on Jimmy Buffett's record. They want to sing it as a duet. We said, man, that'd be great. Tell them to go ahead. And they did. And it sold 2 million copies straight out of the box. And I said, man, Guy, it can't get no better than this. Jimmy Buffett and Alan Jackson, 2 million copies. It can't get no better than this. But then it did. It did one day when I walked out to the end of my driveway and I opened up the mailbox. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, there's a big royalty check in there. No, that ain't it. This is better than that. I opened up the mailbox and there was a brown envelope in the mailbox, about an 8 by 10 size, and up on the return address area, all it said up there was Key West. So I pulled it out of the mailbox and very carefully opened the thing up. I pulled it out, and what it was a snapshot that somebody had taken and blown up. It was a picture of an old weather-beaten wall, wooden wall. It looked like it might have been on a dock or a pier somewhere, and the years of the wind and the rain and the sand and the sun had bleached it, and it made a perfect canvas for an artist. And this artist, he took a can of dark blue paint and a big thick paintbrush, and he must have climbed a ladder because he started up in the left-hand corner of that wall, and he started painting the lyrics to this song. He started over there in the left-hand corner, and he kept going. He went over to the other side, and then he came back, and he just kept going and kept going. And the best part of it all is when he got down to the bottom left-hand corner, there was an old Coke machine sitting down there, an old rusted, beat-up Coke machine. It looked like it'd been there for years. And that artist just kept right on painting the lyrics right over that Coke machine. I said, look at that, man. That thing's been sitting there a while, you can tell, and nobody has bothered that Coke machine, because they don't want to mess up the lyrics to this song. And I stood there at the end of my driveway and I cried, and I said to myself, man, it don't get any better than this. And it don't. Now shores, distant shores, you see there, that's what I'm headed for. I'll let the stars guide my way and sail into the light of day. I'm gonna build me a boat with these two hands, a fair curve from a noble plan. I'll let the chips fall where they will, 'cause I'm gonna build me a boat with these two hands, a fair curve from a noble plan, and let the chips fall where they will, 'cause yes, I've got boats to build. Thank you. You know, it just occurred to me in the middle of that song, Guy and Sue and Aretha Franklin are all up there, probably sitting in a circle, swapping songs right now. That's a beautiful thought right there. I tell you what, it makes me not so worried and afraid about leaving this old earth now that I think about who all's going to be in the band up there. I'm ready to go. I'll join that band and be happy from now on. For eternity, I'll be happy. Well, was passing by a pawn shop over in the older part of town when something caught my eye, and man, I stopped and I turned around and I went inside, and there I spied in the middle of it all a beat-up old guitar hanging on the wall. "What do you want for that piece of junk?" I asked the old man, and he just smiled and he took it down and he put it in my hand, and he said, "You tell me what it's worth, boy, you're the one that wants it." He said, "Tune it up and play a song and let's just see what haunts it." So I hit a couple of chords in my old country way of strumming, and then my fingers turned to lightning. Man, I never saw it coming. It was like I always knew it, but I don't know where I learned it. It was a dream come true, so I just reared back and burned it. Man, I lost all track of time. There was nothing I couldn't pick. Up and down the neck, it's like I never missed a lick. It was like that guitar played itself and there was nothing I could do, and it was getting kind of hard to tell just who was playing who. And when I finally finished, I was almost out of breath, and my old hands were shaking and my old shirt was soaking wet. And that old man jumped up and grinned, and he said, "Where in the hell you been?" He said, "I've been waiting all these years for you to stumble in." And then he grabbed an old beat-up case and he said, "Go on, son, pack it up." He said, "You don't owe me nothing." But when he said good luck, there was something spooky in his voice and some strange look on his face. And when I closed the lid, I saw my name was on that case. Maybe not. Let me do a song I wrote with my buddy Frank Serio here. What do you think? Old Frank is, he's been fretting ever since this time last year over this festival. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of y'all, but there's also a whole lot of love involved in it, and so I'm always happy for him when the thing finally starts to happen. He can actually relax a little bit. The planning is over. Now it's either going to happen or not, and it's happening. And now Frank can go over here and sit down, have a bite to eat, and smile, and listen to people play his songs. You heard the Jacobs Ferry Stragglers there play one. Did y'all play that one? Yeah. Beautiful, man. Must feel good, Frank. And I see your beautiful sister coming down the aisle up there too. Hello, Nancy. This is a song about a real live girl that Frank told me about. He ran into her over in Virginia. This gal, a young gal, her name was Ada Lee. When he told me her name, I said, man, Ada Lee. I love how that kind of rolls off the tongue. I said, let's write a song about her. He said, I don't really know much about her. He said, I know she was on the, what is it? You've Got Talent or whatever that is. You Can Be a Star or something. He said, that's all I know about her. I said, let's don't write that part. Oh, American Idol. She was on, Ada Lee was on American Idol. I said, no, let's don't write that part. Let's make something up about her. Now what it was, it ain't no more. It's just a shadow of the place it was before. I see blackbirds, lonesome blackbirds, on our front porch swing, and in our backyard there ain't a flower to be seen. I see faces that I don't recognize, and I hear voices behind those empty eyes. I could blame it on the years and these tears I'm looking through, but you know the truth is, it's just that I don't see you. Ada Lee, you said if you love somebody, you set them free. Now I still believe that we gave up too easily, but that's just me, Ada Lee. Now the last I heard, you were up in Roanoke. The preacher said he got the word through your kinfolk. They said you've been thinking about Savannah. Well, you always did, I know. You'd fit right in there, girl, where all them wild roses grow. Ada Lee, you said if you love somebody, you set them free. But I still believe that we gave in too easily. Oh, but that's just me, Ada Lee. Well, I'd write you a letter, but I wouldn't know where to send it. I wouldn't know where to begin, and I sure wouldn't know how to end it. Anyway, my old feeble mind most likely couldn't find the words I'm looking for. 'Cause you see what it was, it ain't no more. Ada Lee, you said if you love somebody, you set them free. But I still believe that we gave up too easily. Oh, but that's just me, Ada Lee. I know that if you love somebody, you set them free. But I still believe that we gave up too easily. but that's just me, Adeline. Man, thank y'all so much. You've been really sweet. Nobody's thrown a single thing up here at me. I hadn't heard one cat call. I hadn't seen anybody flip a bird or anything. It's been a real joy to be up here playing for y'all. No, I don't mean to be crude like that. I just funning with you, Speaking of crude, since we're on the subject, well, I miss your greasy bacon. Lord, I miss your scrambled eggs. Hey, I miss your greasy bacon, darling. You know I miss your scrambled eggs. I miss your ripe tomatoes, and I miss your skinny chicken legs. Well, I miss your new potatoes. Lord, I miss your butter beans. Yeah, I miss your new potatoes, darling. I miss your butter beans. Drop my pick there. I hate that. Every time I drop my pick, it reminds me of that time I dropped my chewing gum in the hen house. I thought I found it 3 or 4 times. Well, I miss your new potatoes, darling. Don't you know I miss your butter beans? Well, I miss your new potatoes, darling. I sure do miss your butter beans. I miss your ripe tomatoes and the way you boil my turnip greens. Well, there ain't nothing in the oven and the coolerator's dry. I'm starving for your loving, Lord. I miss you, pumpkin pie. Yes, I miss your jams and jellies. Lord, I miss my favorite little sugar bowl. Yes, I miss your jams and jellies, darling. I sure do miss my favorite little sugar bowl. Because there ain't nobody else can make my Tootsie Roll. Thank y'all. Thank you.